Judgment. What I judge in others shows me something I need to look at in myself. Kind of like a trigger, right? In order to heal thyself, get to know thyself, unconditionally love yourself, all parts of you. Because I can only speak for me, this is my perspective, by the way. In order to heal myself, I had to forgive. It doesn't mean forgiving the other person. It doesn't mean that what I felt maybe they did to me was right or wrong, but I got out of victim mode. So I'm blaming somebody else for how I'm feeling. Let me say that again. Blaming somebody else for how I'm feeling. Well, I can't control somebody else's reaction, so why would I expect somebody else to be responsible for how I'm feeling? Does that make sense? It doesn't mean you don't have boundaries. It doesn't mean that you determine to not hang out with somebody because they're just not at the same vibration you are. They're only showing you who they are. And so in order to not play in that triangle, we have the victim, the perpetrator, and the rescuer. And I've played them all in my life. But now I've come to a place where I can accept anybody's perspective on any issue. Go ahead and comment and challenge me on it. We're good. I had to look at everything in my life, and it wasn't about forgiving the other person. It's about forgiving yourself for judging them and feeling that way about it in a way, right? Because forgiveness isn't about the other person. Every time you have dis-ease, D-I-S-E-A-S-E, dis-ease in the body, and you lock it in, it will come back in some form as disease. That's what's happening. So if I just let everything be, I would eventually have autoimmune, cancer, something would happen that would be unwell. A lot of people around heartache have heart issues. A lot of lung issues are from grief. And so we have these areas. Remember, we're energy beings. So we have these areas within our body. We lock these things in. The first place to start is to get to know you. Oh, why am I judging that? Be curious. Think about it. And then try and have the perspective of that other person. It doesn't mean you agree with it. It just means you're not judging it. Because we could take child abuse, for example. And we know that hurt people hurt people. So if somebody was a child abuser, I would have to ask, oh, I wonder what happened to them. Were they abused too? Is this their way of lashing out? This is the pattern that they were taught? And so when you get that perspective, you can shift your energy around it. It doesn't mean you agree with it. It just means that hatred and judgment, which really only hurts you, it's not doing anything to the other person. They're not affected by it. In fact, they may feel that it's their right to do that because they're just repeating a cycle. So until we stop repeating our own cycles and stop judging others, therefore also judging ourselves, we can start to heal. Unconditional love. It's about holding the perspective of what might have occurred for that person. How were they raised? What beliefs were instilled in them? Doesn't mean I have to hang out with them or be friends with them. God doesn't judge anyone. He can see all perspectives. There is no judgment that way. You know, a lot of people believe that, he will. There's Judgment Day. I don't believe that. That's my belief. Maybe I trigger you on that one. Just reminding you, the more you can get to know yourself, the more you do the inner work, the more you take off the masks you've been wearing to get along, go along to get along. Because love is the highest vibration, unconditional love, and authenticity. So I can't help but be authentically me. And I'm not saying anything is right or one doesn't need to feel hurt, but when you feel hurt, can you heal it? Yes? Or do you need to hang on to that because it's part of your belief system? A lot of changes going on right now. There's a lot of chaos right now. Comment energy down below if you'd like to have a conversation. I gift 30 minutes with me. Sending you much love today. Happy new moon. Happy lunar moon, year of the snake. How much will we be shedding? I'm going to be live today at 4 Pacific on YouTube and Facebook and Rumble with the lovely Shay. And we're going to talk just about those things. So I'm sending you much love.